Hello guys, going to be going over the MLB PrizePicks slate for Saturday, May 28th. We have a pair of doubleheaders going on because of some previous rainouts. So some really early games for this Saturday. Getting right into it, the first prop going to be a first inning runs allowed and going to take the under for no runs, Pirates and Padres. So it's going to be JT Brubaker against Joe Musgrove. Musgrove has really solid stuff. Pirates, one of the worst offenses in baseball. But the Padres, they really haven't been that great against righties. So Brubaker, his stats look pretty good in these rankings right here. A lot of red, what we want to see. And his expected numbers just a lot lower than where they are. That ERA and expected BA batting average is pretty low as well. So also then looking really at what the Padres do. WRC plus against righties, they rank 25th, so they really have not been that great. The one concern is always going to be Manny Machado, MVP candidate. Hopefully doesn't hit a solo in the first inning, and then we should be fine. First inning, this is actually something that I found. First inning runs per game by one of my followers, actually, not me, but shout out to that guy. San Diego, they rank 21st, while Pittsburgh ranks 26th. Not something I'm just going to totally use to say, this is a good game, take the under or over. Like Cleveland and Detroit, I'm not going to give that prop, but just for example, I'm not going to say, well, they both rank bottom third, I'm going to take the under. It's more of just something that I'll look at after that I already have the pick in mind. So that also works in our favor. And then moving on to strikeouts. So I got one here, and that is going to be Sandy Alcantara at 5.5 Ks. Gonna take the over on this one against the Braves. Sandy is just a very, very good pitcher, but his K rate is actually kind of lower this year for whatever reason. Like you look at all these numbers and the K percentile, only at 41, whiff is down. And I tried looking at his numbers, like why his K percentage is a little bit lower, but I don't really see much. Like his fastball, his spin is a little bit less, but like his velocity is there. His exit velocity for the hitters, actually, he's allowed lower exit velocities, slower. So I would say you could probably expect some more strikeouts to come the rest of the season for him, especially when you're taking on the Braves today, who lead the league in strikeouts, 26.3%. And Acuna, he was on the bench for the past game, but today maybe he gets to start, and if he's able to start, that's a guy who strikes out like 33% of the time back in the lineup. So very good for the K prop here. Really like this one. And then for pitching fantasy score, Joan Adon, I think he's actually pitching the second game, so the time might be incorrect here, but I'm sure they'll adjust it. Yeah, it shows Adon as game 2, so that's 3:05 p.m. But taking the under on this one because he's just not a good pitcher. He walks way too many guys. He gets into trouble like that, and I'm not saying this is a lock, because the Rockies are very bad when they're on the road and against righties. So that is the concern, but Adon's just not a good pitcher. So even if Adon was facing like the best matchup ever, I don't think he should be projected to score this many points. So that's just kind of like my take on this one. Depends, if the Rockies, if they're going to put out like a weak lineup because this is a doubleheader game too, then I'll probably remove this from the plays. But right now, expecting Rockies to put out their usual lineup, I'm going to give this one as an under. And then on to hitting. So you guys aren't going to like this one, but Byron Buxton 6.5 and also Max Kepler at 5.5. And those are going to be because Buxton, his numbers, if you guys look into it this year, he just is going to turn around. His numbers right now, he's batting like 202 on the season. And people are going to look at that and say like, oh, he's really bad. But I mean, these numbers, these are not things that you see in a Mendoza line type hitter. So you're going to see him bat a lot better. You're going to see just everything for hitting wise turn around for him. And Brady Singer, he's been good this season, but also he's not really made that many starts. He was hurt. So not really sure about Singer yet. Like totally, you're not going to be convinced of this guy. And the Twins have a 5.1 run total, which is one of the higher ones on the slate. And Buxton, just not someone who should be this low. He has speed. He'll steal bases. And if he does steal one, 6.5 is way too low for him. He's basically projected to be facing an ace, and Singer's just not that. With Kepler, I like him because he's even lower, and Singer does struggle against left-handed hitters. Kepler has really good power, so I kind of like Kepler quite a bit as well. And I think I think he's fine. I think he's a good enough hitter to not be pinch hit. And the Royals, just that bullpen is really bad. Probably why the Twins are implied for so many runs. Royals right here, second, highest ERA allowed for the bullpen. And the first is the Rockies. So, that doesn't even really count because they're playing half of their games at Coors Field. So, Royals, just not a good bullpen. Singer, it depends how deep he goes in the game. So, I really like both Buxton and Kepler and a very high run total for the Twins. And then some more fantasy score props that I like. Gonna go back to the Rangers here with Marcus Semien at 6 and then Mitch Garver at 5.5. So I would expect Garver to be back in the lineup. He had a rest day, and then Semien, he scored a lot of fantasy points. He also stole a base, so that helped. But they're taking on a lefty in Zach Logue, and Semien has been having definitely a poor season, but it looks like he really is turning it around. He had a really good game in some lefties against these Oakland pitchers, and Semien he's back in Oakland. He was on the A's before, and he had a great first game on Friday, and I think his production is just still too low for the righty-lefty matchup. Also, this game, Oakland, their bullpen, same thing. They're just not going to be a good team. They're not going to be contending. And Semien's the leadoff guy. Corey Seager batting behind him. So I think this projection is too low for him. And then with Garver, he is very good against lefties. He has really good power. One of the better hitting catchers in all of baseball. So I think at 5.5, very low for him as well for this matchup. And then we're going to go to the Giants. So talking about Jock Peterson, and then he turned into a lock. And glad I did that because he did hit the over. And I'm going to take the over again for today. It should be Vladimir Gutierrez on the mound for the Reds. And then also Mikey Yastrzemski, the over at 6.5 as well. And the reasoning here is the Reds do not carry a single lefty pitcher in their bullpen. So there is absolutely no pinch hit risk for either of these guys. And the two of them, they absolutely rake against right-handed pitching. The Reds have the best hitter's ballpark in all of baseball this season. This game is going to be played in the afternoon, so temperatures are going to be even warmer than the night games. And I think the wind is kind of blowing like right to left. Yeah. So really 4 miles, no real effect there. But I'm expecting a high run total for these Giants. Should probably be right around the Twins at 5. And Gutierrez struggles against lefties. Makes sense for these guys, Yastrzemski and Peterson. So I think these projections are just too low. And really love both these guys. They're going to be my locks. So they're going to be the thumbnail for this video. I'm sure that you guys seen that when you clicked on it. And then another one is going to be Josh Bell. Now, game 2. And I'm taking game 2 because it is expected to be Chad Kuhl pitching for the Rockies. And talking about Bell a couple days ago, he is a switch hitter, but he really hits well against righties. And Kuhl's a righty, while Austin Gomber, who should be going game 1, is a lefty. So I want him going up against Kuhl. And Josh Bell, he's only at 5.5. So I'm going to take advantage of this low projection. He's been having a really good year. Game in Washington, of course, would be better in Coors, but National is not a bad ballpark to be playing either. Hitting behind guys like Juan Soto, Nelson Cruz, and Nationals, they kind of been moving around their lineup with Kerbert Ruiz, hitting higher in the order, a good hitting prospect. So Gonna probably take the over regardless of how the lineup shakes out, but definitely keep an eye on that one. And then one more prop, gonna be a runs and RBI prop, and it's just gonna be Marcus Semien, 0.5. I think I'd rather take these 6. I mean, he hit both of them on Friday, but as a leadoff hitter, just you're gonna be in a good position to score runs when you're hitting in front of your better bats in Corey Seager. But I think a 6 projection is the better way to go, just because you can single twice or walk or whatever, and maybe your teammates just don't drive you in. So I think when the projection for the fantasy score is that low, I'd rather take that one. And another one is Miles Straw, which he's not here, but I took him Friday. If that game was going to play, I definitely would have expected that one to hit. Same pitching matchups. I don't know why he's not listed here while Rosario is again. So they did say that the board's not fully up. We don't have home runs, and total bases is pretty empty as well. So gonna wait and see if they do add anything to really any of these categories. But that's it for the video today. I would say my favorite plays are gonna be Jock Peters and Mike Yastrzemski, but I know you can't make an entry for those two guys. So I really do favor the Twins here. High run total, so Vegas does think they're going to have a really good game. So that's going to be Buxton and Kepler. But Sandy Alcantara, just think that he's going to definitely see some better strikeout luck. So I think you can get the 6K is another one that I really like. So that's it for the video, guys. Good luck on this Saturday, Memorial Day weekend. So enjoy this long weekend, and hopefully we do make some money for Saturday. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.